Hello investor, hopefully you are having a good time. As you can see on this on my screen, today we are going to create the variance and covariance of a portfolio, and this is a very important to while computing the portfolio efficient frontier which I'm planning to target. But anyway, so let's see how we can do that. So here in my screen I have taken the price, the historical price from 2015 on to October the 1st 2020, right? That almost 5 year of data. I have taken the end, daily end price, close price of Google, Walmart, Costco and Apple. If you don't know how to get the historical data, please don't go to the old way of going to the Yahoo Finance and downloading. I have already shown you in my earlier video when I calculate two stocks portfolio risk and return, how to easily get that from the Google spreadsheet, right, with just a click, okay, and using a function. So based on that, I also in that show you, but just want to repeat again to how to calculate the daily return. So daily return is nothing but the ln uh, today's stock price divided by the yesterday's stock price, right? And then pretty much I did for all four just to save some time. Okay, so once we have this information, then we need to calculate the mean, right? And to mean return basically, right? To get the mean return, we use the average function, and to use the average I'll simply go like to the top. You see, that's good. Close it and enter, right? So this is my mean return. Okay, so this is how it is done. Okay, to next thing is I need to compute the excess return. Okay, so let me show something first. Okay, so I just copy the formula to you. So this is the covariance formula, and that's what we are trying to achieve, right? But I'll use the Excel function, the m multiply matrix function, to compute that. So basically what it's trying to do here, so just to give you some little bit of high level, so we have already computed the mean of these, right, on these stocks and just now. So on the daily return, which is this return, I'll reduce this amount, right, x minus x on the average. Okay, so that's what I need to do on. So let's get those excess return. So I'll say the excess return Google. We should copy this just to save some time. Okay, this is Walmart. Oops. And last one is, okay, so let's forward this guy too. Okay, so the next thing is what on this part we are trying to do. This is the return and this is the input data, right? So this is how our data is. So x minus x bar, so what I need to do, simply equal, then this my Google return minus, I come down, it's pretty, okay, this, and then I just locked this cell with F4. Okay, so this is my return. Similarly, if, and then I double click, then it's give me all the excess return. Similarly, I just drag it here, but I know I don't want to use the F, so it should be G here, right? So I just change to G and enter, and I will just drag it. This will be L, and basically I'm just creating the excess return, right, for H. Why I have changed this to M? Because I know this H is for this H is for Costco, right? So you have to be careful. H is for Costco, right? And the cell number is same, right? So this is pretty, let me see if I got this one right. This is F correct, this is G correct, okay, this is H, and this should be I. There is no such thing, I, right? Okay, the same row. Okay, so I'll select both, double click, and I got this. So now I have, what I've done is I got the excess return. Okay, so now what I need to do, I just simply create the matrix. I have 4 cell, and then I say transpose oops, okay, maybe I'll have to do the 4 okay, and I should do is Control Shift Enter, and okay, I got this here as well, right? Okay, now the action is right. So this is my variance covariance matrix. Okay, so I got these two number, right? So basically it's 4 times here, right? So basically what I need to do now, I need to sum it all together, right? And divide it by the n minus 1, right? So this, all 4 of them. So what I need to do, simply I'll use the Excel M multiply MULT SPOSE, okay, multiply transpose, open bracket, and then I just simply Control Shift arrow down and just simply give this whole range, whichever the excess return we have created, right? And close the transpose. One more time, either I'll copy again, so I go up, I select again, and I multiply it by itself and press, right? So, and then just simply press, okay, I think I have, yeah, so I forget to select the range. Okay, so I need to do again, no worries. Because this is a matrix multiplication, right? So need to select the whole range first, otherwise it won't work. Now these days is very easy with the Python, right? It's just give immediately, and it acts like a new spreadsheet as well, but still Excel is the favorite, right, mostly. So I'll see if in future I can also try to do that, but maybe that's not very common, right? So okay, So again, so basically I have given this same excess return which I have calculated twice, first within the transpose function and another one outside the transpose, right? And I close the bracket and then simply press Control Shift and enter, right? So the moment I did this, should have, yeah, so it should have created this variance covariance matrix. Not yet, because I still have to divide by the n minus 1. So what is my count here, right? So my count here is this count is 1447 minus 1, right? So I have to basically F2 divide by, I open the bracket, this number minus, or maybe what I'll do, I'll take the same, and rather than reducing there, I'll just reduce here, right? So minus 1, right? So I'll take the whole number, it will be much, oops, just put it here, right? And divide by this number, okay, and enter. Okay, now as you can see, this is my variance and covariance matrix. Okay, okay, so now we got the variance and covariance matrix. So this part, so what is the variance here and what is the covariance, right? So that's that should be the question. So let me show it to you. So the stock itself, when this part, right? So this is Google and Google together. So this one is the variance. So we can highlight this with this color, right? The movement of stocks with it itself, right? Like this is for Apple, this is for Costco, and this is for, yeah. So the variance, so if I take the square root of this one, right? Do you know what is this? So this is the standard deviation of Google, right? So I can also change this to a percentage. 1.69 percentage standard deviation daily for Google, right? Similarly, we can say, because variance covariance is used in the other formulas, but this way you can calculate, right? So I'll show you how it is used, but it's very popular to use, especially on the 4 assets. 2 assets is to compute the portfolio risk. It should be easier, but on the multi-asset portfolio like this, so the way I have shown you, rather than 2, 4 or 8, doesn't matter, whatever the portfolio is, you can easily create this portfolio variance covariance. Similarly, if I'll go further and do the find the risk for other as well, like a Walmart, and let's complete this to Costco, right, and Apple. Let's see which one has higher risk. I'm guessing the Google should have higher, but let's see on the daily volatility perspective. Yeah, oh, Apple has higher. Wow, that's quite interesting to see that Apple has the higher risk as compared to even Google. Okay, and let's see the return. If I come here, the return maybe I should copy this and bring it here. Okay, yeah, so these are the mean or average return, right? So on the average return side, yeah, this one is Apple, right? So this like 0.10% rather than Google. So Apple has a higher return as well, which makes sense. Higher risk, higher return, right? Okay, I thought maybe Google has it. Okay, so this way you can see how easy it is to analyze and do that. So yeah, if you like this one, this is purely academic, but we'll give the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Okay, thanks for watching and see you soon in other video. Bye for now.